Hey, it's your boy Crypto Expert Live, back with another video. In this video, we're going to talk about yield nodes. And look, this has been around for a long time, and I've seen people try to pitch this to me, and there are other YouTubers that are making videos on yield nodes. So I thought I would just give you my take on it, okay? And you guys can correct me if I'm right or wrong, or give me your thoughts. So this is just my thoughts on my video. I'm not saying that my opinion is right. I'm just saying it's just my opinion. So let's roll that intro. Let's get into the video. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. You know what to do. Hit that subscribe button and bell notification so when I upload my latest vids, you can get notified immediately. So yield nodes, okay, they've been around for, I believe, about 3 years. And they've been successful, and now they're kind of like in trouble because they've suspended payments. So this, maybe it's just a play on words, but you know, the way I understood how nodes worked was they were actual real nodes that you set up on the blockchain. Now, I've not joined yield nodes, so I don't know the exact mechanics behind it. But I know this: you give them the money, and they're going to give you a interest back. I know that much. Now, how they generate that yield to pay you that interest, that's what the problem is now, because they can't pay you that interest, or they've suspended payments. So, traditionally, in a blockchain with blockchain projects, you run a node. Okay, you get so many tokens. You create a virtual server which downloads the blockchain, and then it does certain tasks. You need so much tokens to create that node, all right? And then you kind of contribute to the whole blockchain ecosystem, and that's basically what a node does. Now, that to run that node it can cost a bit of money, and the way you're compensated is you're given more tokens, and that's traditionally how it works. But yield nodes, I'm not exactly 100% sure whether they actually do this. I don't know what they do with the money, but I know one thing: there's a lot of people that right now that are not getting their money, and they're not happy. So I did come across a video with technical investing, and he basically outlined it here and gave you an overview of it. You can watch that video. But basically he says that the money is not being able to be withdrawn, and they're actually changing from yield nodes to yield nodes pro. So I had a look at the latest update, and this is where it just kind of all gets heated, and it's really starting to look like a Ponzi scheme to me. But you know, hey, it's just my opinion. I could be wrong. And in this update, it basically says that, therefore, with immediate effect, we will reconstruct yield nodes into yield nodes pro to ensure hedging by real assets and to ensure that our shared values are preserved in long term. Repeated blocking of exchanges of Binance and Changely, of which those both still blocked, and the difficulties in lending in our assets show us the time to implement the DECONOMY strategy. What they're talking about here is people can't liquidate their assets that they get from yield nodes. So the interest they paid, I'm assuming, they can't do it on Binance and Changely. Well, they can, but they just don't know how to do it. And then they're going to say they can implement the DECONOMY strategy as soon as possible and tie the value of our coins to real assets. The general selling pressure has a negative impact, especially the prices of assets are based on monetary values, and we currently have hardly any chance to cash out our profits from the masternodes. Okay, so they are running masternodes. In addition, there are constant attacks on our coins. So they had various coins as well, which I'm assuming because of the bear market have gone down in value. And now they're going to implement this yield node pro. As many of you know, it has been our plan. We are only bring it into forward because of the current situation and starting with immediate implementation. They're basically going to implement this, and you basically got no say in it if you're involved. I am not involved. The assets will be made available to the DECONOMY through contractual agreements with various partners who strongly believe in our strategy, fully support in this implementation. So here, 2 hubs in Germany and Malta, a large photovoltaic plant, heaps. Oh, okay, there's a couple of them here. A large photovoltaic power plant in Iran. I don't know why you would have that in Iran. It's too much risk. Anyway, it goes on. The value of the real assets amounts to well over 300 million euros. Holy cow.
What?
I didn't even know there's that much into this. To be able to be implemented, this will convert payments made in credit balances and yield nodes into NFTs, which will give you subscription rights to shares in these assets. So basically, they're going to convert things to NFTs. So they're saying that you don't get the money. If I'm getting this right, you don't get the money. You just get the NFTs. But the NFTs is pretty much useless because it can be created out of thin air. There has to be some value on that NFT, and someone has got to be able to buy it for you to then exchange for Ethereum or a BNB or Sol. We have consulted with our economists and lawyers, and the best, probably only way for our partners to continue benefit from the assets value is to inform the basis of realizing the DECONOMY strategy. So they're basically saying you're going to go with this or else. You got no choice. Look, here's a problem, right? Here's a problem. Okay, it happens, a lot of places. Okay, and this happens with Celsius. Okay, see, you're this guy here, right? Right, you got your arms. You go, yeah, I'm getting paid 1.2% a month, or 5% a month, or 4% a month. I mean, is that money coming from new investors, or is it actually real yield getting created? Because if they're paying you and it's coming from new investors' money, guess what? You're in serious trouble. So here you are, and then you got this toll booth or this gatekeeper. So this is the problem. So you want to get to the money, which is on the other side, but because you invested into their system, now they got you by the balls because they can change anything at any minute, and they would have all this in the contractual agreement that you signed, so they can change it at any minute, and there's no guarantee that you will ever get paid. So you're basically just putting your money in, trusting them, and at any moment they can change the rules, move the goalpost to favor them, and they don't have no obligation to pay you back. That's the problem. See, you put yourself in a situation where you're here and the gatekeeper here, you can't get to your money because the gatekeeper controls who passes and who does not pass. And we saw this with Celsius Network. Celsius Network were claiming they weren't a bank. They weren't a bank. No, we hate banks. Yada yada yada. Right? And they're the ones that made really really bad decisions, and it all went pear shaped, and people lost a ton of money. And now you can't withdraw out of Celsius Network. You can't get any money out of the app. Same situation, the gatekeeper. And that's what happened with yield nodes. So I basically came across this really good article here about this guy that started in yield nodes, and he said it was good in the beginning, and then the blacklist of the wallets, which led to drama, and then he talked about the latest update, which is this update here, right? Which is the one I just showed you there. And then he talks about, he says that, this absolutely sucks. I'm not interested in seeing my investment converted to an NFT that represents a similar value in real world assets. I don't want to wait until Q2 of 2023 to be able to trade this NFT. I would much rather have given the option to get a refund without their balances get unlocked. So from reading this article, I understand that no one's getting paid and they're not offering refunds. In fact, what I wrote in this article before, the latest announcement goes on to show that I really had suspicions and things were going into the wrong direction. I did not expect things to escalate this quickly. It always escalates quickly, okay? In anything, all right? Trust me. At this point, we only can wait to see how this plays out. I've been in crypto for long enough to realize that this is bad, though. Really bad. Oh, duh. Of course it's really bad. Okay, I'll say this. Having been in the industry, look, I started in years ago, probably 20 years ago in the MLM industry, and I saw the worst of the worst. Okay, companies that would, you buy this auto ship or whatever, invest in the company, and then they would change the rules. Then they would change the compensation plan, and they would just stop paying you, and then they would delay payments. This is like exact replica of the shady stuff that used to happen in MLM. And this is the problem, because going back to what I said before, right? You've got this gatekeeper here, and they are stopping you from getting your money, and they can basically change the rules, and you have no say, and they will decide whether you can get paid or not. So it's unfortunate for those people that are in yield nodes. I've never joined yield nodes because it just looked like a Ponzi to me, because of just, I would question the way they would generate the income. Okay, in a bull market, anyone can generate money. It's easy, right? It's easy to generate and make money in a bull run. But in a bear market, as we are in now, you'll find that, people's nuts are getting squeezed, and guess what? You're not going to get paid, right? So I'll put a link to this article. It's by Ron Jonkers. Maybe you will get your money, but you'll have an NFT, which then you've got to sell, and people will just sell the NFT for the lowest price just to get their money out. So it's going to end bad. It's not going to be really good for people, but at least, if they can deliver us these NFTs or something that might be worth something in the future, but you're not going to get paid. Basically, going to spread like a cancer, right? Once the word has already got out now about this update. No one's going to touch this like with a 10-foot pole, because they can't withdraw their money. They're not getting paid in crypto, and they're going to convert the money into an NFT, which they won't be able to get till next year, I believe.
So don't try to run that game on me. I've seen all there is to see. Just let me be, I ain't no fool.
There's no point. You might as well just take your money and go and stake it somewhere. Well, people will say, well, staking's the same thing. No, staking's not the same thing, because with staking, and you can stake at a decentralized platform, yes, okay, you're kind of like putting it on a platform, but you're deciding whether the time that you're going to lock your assets up. And if it's a true decentralized platform, it's run by smart contracts. No one can change the contracts. Like, it's just money in, money out. You can unstake it at any point in time. So that's my whole video on yield nodes. I would say that this is a good learning lesson for everyone. Don't get into these yield nodes, because it always, not yield nodes, but like these type of investment type of things. Okay, because you're better off just managing the money yourself, because that way you have control over it. But the reason why people don't do that is because they're lazy. So let this be a lesson. Look, I was in Celsius and I learned. I didn't have a great deal of money, what I would consider massive money, because I always spread my risk. But that was definitely an eye-opener on how fast that fell apart. And now all these other, ones like yield nodes, 300 million in this, holy cow. And there will be many more to come. So lessons learned, guys. You've got to learn from this and move on, and don't make the same mistake again. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts. Were you in yield nodes? Don't forget to subscribe. Share this if you can, and I'll see you guys in the next video.